Chapter 19 Child, Collisions, Commensurate, Connotations, Diabolic, Dilapidated, Integrate, Noxious, Scenary, Yen. Tense were in contest. In the space provided, write a letter of meaning close to that of each bold-faced word. Use the context of the sentence to help you figure out each word's meaning. 1. Child. My parents chid me for getting sunburned, but my blistered skin hurts a lot more than their scolding. Alice was right to chide me when I lazily threw the newspaper in the trash, instead of stacking and tidying them for recycling. A. To comment. B. To criticize. C. To be cool to. Child means B. To criticize. 2. Coalitions. Full colleges form a coalition to operate the shared center of higher education. A coalition of 1 sheriff, 2 horse thieves, and 3 stage-coach robbers, and a couple of crowded gamblers once make up the government of Virginia City. A. 1 powerful whole. B. A neighborhood. C. A partnership. Coalitions means C. A partnership. 3. Commensurate. Most students who work hard will eventually see the result commensurate with their effort. The expressions make the punishment fit the crimes means that penalties should be commensurate with the degree of wrongdoing. A. Essential to. B. Delayed by. C. Consistent with. Commensurate means C. Consistent with. 4. Connotations. For many of us, the word sea has the connotation of salty air and vast openness. Sayonara, the Japanese word for goodbye, actually means if it must be so, and thus have connotations of sadness and parting. A. A suggested meaning. B. A handicap. C. A warning. Connotations means A. A suggested meaning. Diabolic. In the musical swinging Todd, the demons barbers of Fleet Street, the barber is indeed diabolic. He killed his clients by cutting their throats so that his friend Miss Lovett can make the victim into meat pie. The horror story features open graves, walking corpses, and a diabolic villain who turns an entire town full of people into zombies. A. Lazy. B. Frightened. C. Devilish. Diabolic means C. Devilish. 6. Dilapidated. The dilapidated house must have once been handsome. Some of its broken windows are stained glass, and the loose door hinge are fine metal work. His teddy bear is dilapidated, with each ear hanging by throat and the stuffings coming out, but the little boy won't let go of it long enough for anyone to repair it. A. All out proportions. B. Strongly desired. C. Run down. Dilapidated means C. Run down. Arguing seems to be an integral part of Lara and Nate's relationship. If they want fighting, they'll have nothing to say to each other. Voting is integral to democracy. Without free elections, a democratic system cannot continue to exist. A. Essentials. B. Very small. C. Predicted. Integrate means A. Essentials. 8. Noxious. When you are cleaning, never mixes ammonia and bleach. The noxious gas they produce could land you in the hospital. The entire office building has to be evacuated when Noxious fumes start coming out of the air vents and dozens of workers get sick. A. Potential. B. Unhealthy. C. Impossible. Noxious means B. Unhealthy. 9. Scenarios. I have worked out an overall scenario for the movie, the screenwriters say, but I haven't gone without the basic plot. To help government and industry plan for the futures, experts sometimes develop scenarios describing what might happen in the next year or decade. A. An outline of possible events. B. A budget. C. An actual occurrence. 10. Yens. Whenever I have a yen for cigarettes, I choose on the pencil instead. My yen for garlic spell gold chips doesn't go a waste even after I've eaten a whole bag full. A. A longing. B. A feeling of disapproval. C. A memory. Yens means A. A longing. Matching words with definitions. Following a definition of 10 words, clearly write or print each word's next its definitions. The sentence above and on the previous page will help you decide the meaning of each word. 1. Noxious. Harmful to life or health. Poisonous. 2. Scenario. A sequence of events that it imagines, assumes, or suggests. 3. Diabolic. Very cool, wiki, demonic. 4. Child. To scold merely or express disapproval. 5. Yans. A strong desire, cravings. 6. Integrate. Necessary to hold, belonging to the whole. 7. Coalitions. Units of individuals, groups, or nations for some specific purpose. A. Commensurate. Corresponding to degree, number, or size in proportion. 9. Connotations. A secondary meaning suggested by a word, in addition to the word dictionary definition. 10. Dilapidated. Falling into the states in which repairs are badly needed, broken down. Cautions. Do not go any further until you are sure the above answers are correct. Then you can use the definition to help you in the following practice. Your goal is eventually to know the words well enough so that you can need to check the definition at all. Sentence checked once. Using the answer light provides, complete each item's float with the correct word from the box. Use each word once. A. Child. B. Coalitions. C. Commensurate. D. Connotations. E. Diabolic. F. Dilapidated. G. Integrate. H. Noxious. I. Scenarios. J. Yen. 1. The doctor charged Riggs for not following her advice about switching to a lower-fat diet. 2. One Chinese empire was so quick to have people execute that his officials always say their last goodbye when they were summoned to the presence of their diabolic ruler. 3. We may argue about whether character or plot is more important, but they are both integral to any novel. 4. The New York Telephone Directory lists hundreds of different coalitions, including action groups for Korean American voters, fairness to Africa, and a smoke-free city. 5. Often to satisfy a yens, I eat something sweet, only to find that the sweetness has produced an equal strong cravings for something salty. 6. I wish I could give you a grade commensurate with the excellence of your paper, the teacher said. Unfortunately, there is no such grade as A++. 7. Dictionary usually doesn't give the connotations of words. This associates meaning become familiar to us only through experience. A. My parents always knows when my friend's has been here because his dilapidated old cart, which has a leaky radiators, leave a pollute of water in the driveway. 9. Cigarettes aren't bad only for smokers. Second-hand smoke is also noxious and can be harmful to everyone nearby. 10. I have thought of several scenarios of how my widowed mother might marry again, but I never would have predicted what would actually happen. She married my widowed father-in-law. Notes. Now check your answer to these questions by turning to page 178. Go over the answer carefully will help you prepare for the next true practice, for each answer are not given. Sentence check 2. Using the answer line provided, complete each item below with 2 words from box. Use each word once. 1 to 2. When the raid element was discontinued, angry customers challenged the companies and formed a coalition for restorations and preservations of raid elements. The companies hastily reinstated the raid peace. The developers who endangers the local water supply by dumping noxious waste in the landfills did not get a punishment that was commensurate with the reprehensible act. They have to pay only a small fine. 5 to 6. A dog dilapidated the house in our neighborhood scared local child, who feels that the quiet unfriendly owner is some sort of diabolic villain. 7 to 8. The TV writer was distorted. The producer told me to shorten the script by cutting the bad scenes on my internet, but how could I? All my scenarios, but how could I? It's an integral part of the story. 9 to 10. While the word hands can refer to a strong desire by anything, to many people it has the specific connotations of a sharp longing for a particular food. Final check. Halloween's Travel. There is a final opportunity for you to strengthen your knowledge of the 10 words. First read the following selections carefully, then fill in each blank with the word from the box at the top of the previous page. Context clues will help you figure out which word goes in which blanks. Use each word once. Discomfort was such an integral part of my childhood's Halloween, and I wouldn't have recognized the holiday without it. In retrospect, I think I must have been a masochist. As the Dutch girl, I leaned from the door to door in creeping wooden shoes. As a vampire with sharp fangs, I cut my lower lip every time I said trick or treat. Even today, the word Halloween carries me a connotations of physical misery. My scenarios for a perfect Halloween encompassed not only scaring others, but also frighten myself. So I was wary to approaching even the most scary-looking houses, one sure to be haunted or to be blown to diabolic witches waiting to boil children for dinner. Generally, such houses were dilapidated with cracked windows, cracking steps, and losing shutters bunging in the wind. Even scary than this place. However, will the coalitions of high school students at any moment, these camps might corner me and demand your candy or your life. I may die if I refuse to relinquish my baby Ruth, Hershey Kisses, and Three Musketeers. My candy holes were already disappointed, never commensurate with what I have suffered on my rounds. In addition, as soon as I returned home, my parents would order me to throw out old unwrapped candy, saying it might contain some noxious substance, even poison. By then, of course, I had built out powerful and discriminate yearns for candy, any candy at all. So I would stuff myself with loot that reminded and then be chided for getting sick. Course. Sentence check 2. Final check. Enter your course above and in the vocabulary performance chart in the inside back cover of the book. Chapter 28. Deride, derogatory, fabricate, embedding, macabre, misconstrue, paramount, quandary, turbulent, validate, tantward in contest. In the space provided, write the letters of the meaning close to that of each bold-faced words. Use the context of the sentence to help you figure out each word's meanings. 1. Deride. In nightclubs, comedians deride members of the audience, poking fun at their looks, clothing, and mannerisms. He says they knows it's just part of the act. Walter went on a diet after several classmates derided him by calling him Lordose and bleeping. A. To misunderstood. B. To mock. C. To argue with. Deride means B. To mock. 2. Derogatory. Lorenzo's derogatory remark about his boss. He called her an airhead, caused him to get fired. Cherish make a derogatory comment about Karen behind his back, saying that his van's sloppy and lazy, but he never said such thing to his face. A. Uncomplimentary. B. Mistaken. C. Provable. 3. Fabricate. Supermarkets tabloids often fabricate ridiculous stories, such as boy is born wearing green sneakers. When she handed in her turned paper lead, Diane fabricates a story that her computer has crashed. The truth is that he doesn't even use a computer. A. To avoid. B. To prove. C. To invent. Fabricate means C. To invent. 4. Inventing. Garrett's never study until an exam is inventing. If he would study sooner, he wouldn't have to cram so hard. Because of the company inventing news, the office manager said, I'm not ordering any supplies until next month, when it will be in the new office. A. Approaching. B. Apparent. C. Important. Inventing means A. Approaching. 5. Macabre. Edgar Allan Poe's story The Fall of the House of Usher is the macabre tale in which someone is buried alive. The movie opened in a macabre scene, a robot's body lying in the drawer in the city's merge. A. Confusing, big, mocking, C. Gruesome. Macabre means C. Gruesome. 6. Misconstrued. Conchita would like to date Matt, but when she told him he was busy that weekend, he misconstrued her meaning, thinking she wasn't interested in him. Many readers misconstrue Robert Frost's well-known line, "Good friends make good neighbors." They think it's Frost's own opinions, but the lie is spoken by an unneighborly character. A. To misunderstand. B. To understand. C. To ignore. Misconstrued means A. To misunderstand. 7. Paramount. When you are driving on rain, slick ice, or winding road, good traction is that paramount importance. So always be sure your tires are in the top condition. Paramount's Pictures must have chosen its name to suggest that its movies were superior to all others. A. Superior. B. Growing. C. Successful. Paramount means A. Superior. A. Quandary. Bonita's was a quandary. She couldn't decide whether to return to school, take a job he had just been offered, or move to Alaska with her family. Aaron is an quandary over financial matters. He is baffled by the problems of making a budget, handling critics, and paying taxes. A state of confusion. B. A state of anger. C. A state of confidence. Quandary means A. A state of confusion. 9. Turbulence. The turbulence aids make the planes rock so wildly that passengers feel as if they were on the roller coaster. The Warner households tend to be turbulent whenever Mr. Warner gets upset. She yells and throws things. A. Violence. B. Distance. C. Unusual. Turbulence means A. Violence. Tense. Validate. Many people believe Columbus sailed west to validate the theory that the world is round. But in 1492, the fact that the world is round was already well known. There is no real doubt about the danger of smoking. The claim that smoking is a serious health risk has been validated by many studies. A. To misinterpret. B. To confirm. C. To invent. Validate means B. To confirm. Matching words with definitions. Following a definition of the 10 words, clearly write or print each word next to its definitions. The sentence above on the previous page will help you decide on the meaning of each word. 1. Turbulence. Full of wide disorder or widely irregular motions. Violent, disturbed. 2. Macabre. Suggestive of death and decay. Frightful, causing horror and disgust. 3. Quandary. A state of uncertainty or confusion about what to do. Predicament. 4. Derogatory. Expressing a lower opinions, belittling. 5. Validate. To show, be true, disprove. 6. Misconstrue. To misinterpret, misunderstand the meaning or significance of. 7. Deride. To make fun of, ridicule. A. Fabricate. To make up a story, information in order to deceive, invent a lie. 9. Impending. About to happen. Imminent. 10. Paramount. Of greatest concern or importance. Foremost, chief in rank or authority. Caution. Don't go any further until you are sure that both answers are correct. Then you can use the definition to help you in the following practice. Your goal is eventually to know the word well enough so that you don't need to check the definitions at all. Sentence checks once. Using the answer line provided, complete each item's block with the correct words from the box. Use each word once. A. Deride. B. Derogatory. C. Fabricate. D. Impending. E. Mercambra. C. Misconstrue. G. Paramount. H. Quandary. I. Turbulence. J. Validate. 1. Male has a macabre hobby. He visits places where murders were committed. 2. We have skipped dinners in order to get to the place on time. So throughout the performance, food, not the drama, was the paramount in our thoughts. 3. Just before I was fired, I had a sense of the impending disaster. I could tell that something bad was about to happen. Delia's misconstrues Margaret friendless as a romantic interest. She didn't realize that he already had the girlfriend. 5. When my friend says her teacher was different, I was sure if she means the descriptions to the complimentary or derogatory. 6. Why doesn't show up for final exam? Because he hasn't studied, but he fabricates a story about having a flat tire. 7. In the psychological class, the students have interesting team assignments. They have to make some statement about human natures and then validate it by finding supporting evidence. 8. Evans is in a quandary over his car. He doesn't know whether to get his old car to major repairs, it desperately needs, take out a loan and buy his dream car, or spend the money he has on another used car he doesn't like. 9. The suns might seem to be shining calmly and steadily, but in fact, nuclear reactions inside the suns are causing a seething mass turbulence of flames. 10. A critic once berides a book he disliked by saying, "This is not a novel to be tossed aside lightly. It should be thrown with great force." Notes. Now check your answer to these questions by turning to page 179. Going over the answer carefully will help you prepare for the next two practice. For each answer are not given. Sentence check 2. Using the answer line provided, complete each item's block with 2 words from the box. Use each word once. 1 to 2. Many suffer prefers turbulent water to more uniform waves. Their paramount goal is excitement, and they got feeling of e- ego, ego, exhilarations from confronting a dangerous situation. By Mark